Mike Gilmour is a proud Aussie poet, and today he'll be performing a piece written by local Brisbane poet Rupert McCall. You might have heard of it. Green and Gold Malaria. Please welcome to the stage, Mike Gilmour.
Thanks, Kelly. Wow, good afternoon all. We Australians are often inclined to take for granted the people and the events and the history that has created this wonderful Australian culture. In this poem, Green and Gold Malaria, Rupert McCall reminds us not to take those things for granted and to be very, very proud of this nation we call Australia. Green and Gold Malaria. The day had finally come when I could not ignore the rash. I was obviously ill, so I called on Dr. Nash. The standard consultation would adjudicate my fate. So I walked into his surgery and I gave it to him straight. Doc, I wonder if you can explain this allergy of mine. I get these pins and needles running up and down my spine. From there across my body, it will suddenly extend, and the neck will feel a shiver, and the hairs stand on end. Then there's that symptom that a man can only fear, the choking of a throat and the crying of a tear. Well, the doctor scratched his melon with a rather worried look. His furrowed brow suggested that the news to come was crook. What is it, Doc? I motioned. Do I have a rare disease? I'm mad enough to cop a sweet, so give it to me, please. Well, I'm not too sure, he answered in a puzzled sort of way. It seems you've got some sort of fever, but it's hard for me to say. When is it you get this most peculiar condition? I thought for just a moment. Then I gave him my position. Doc, I get it when I'm standing in an Anzac Day parade. I get it when the anthem of my native land is played. I got it when Meninga made those Kiwi crunching runs. And I got it when AB gritted his teeth for those really gutsy tons. I got it back in 91 when Far Jones had raised the cup. And I got it when Japan was stormed by Better Loosen Up. I get it when Banjo sends me down the snowy river. And I get it when Matilda sends me waltzing with a Billy Boyding shiver. It hit me hard when Sydney was awarded the games. And I get it when I hear our farmers fighting for their names. It flattened me when Bertram held the boxing kangaroo. And when Perkins won from lane 8, well, the rash was true blue. So tell me, Doc, am I going to die? He broke into a smile before he looked me in the eye. He fumbled with his stethoscope and pushed it out of reach. He wiped away a tear, then gave this stirring speech. From the beaches here in Queensland to the sweeping shores of Broome, on the banks of Sydney Harbour where the Waratahs bloom, from Uluru at sunset to the mighty Tasman Sea, in the Adelaide cathedrals, at the roaring MCG, from the Great Australian Bight to the Gulf of Carpentaria, the medical profession call it green and gold malaria. Forget about the textbook, son. The truth I cannot hide. The rash you've contracted here is good old Aussie pride. And you were born with it. And one thing is for sure, you'll die with it because there isn't any cure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Woo! After that, I think we need another bit of Australian poetry. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Yeah,
Indeed. Now, how did you feel after that?
I'm on a real high. It's not often that a poet gets to perform before 1,400 people. Yeah.
This is very
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
So, a few nerves beforehand. What would you say to anyone who's thinking to themselves, well, I can't sing, I can't dance, what am I going to do?
Well, I had a business career and now I'm reciting poetry, so you can do anything, from counting pennies to or dollars these days. But yeah, just give it a go, yeah.
And you're having a ball, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
You can see it.
You want to talk about memory or something? I was lined up for that.
Oh, to talk about memory?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are we talking about memory?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you sing memory? Because I know somebody else is lately. Later in the show.
I warn people that I often memorise poems by walking around around Ithaca Creek and Red Hill and Paddington. So if you see this guy on the streets appearing to talk to himself, don't call the police or do anything silly like that.
You're just having a team meeting, are you?
Yeah, having a reciting meeting. Yeah.
He's so much fun, ladies and gentlemen. One big more round of applause for Mike Gilmour. Did a fantastic job. Thank you, Mike.